What's up, Fantasy Champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now, with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network.
But I know that's just in my mind. I know everything is just in my mind. Do you really want to be famous? Do you really want to be a superstar? Do you really want to get dangerous? Do you even know where the groupies are?
Welcome to Hammer's House.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.
There we go. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Spotlight Raiders talking. We're live for another live stream preview, and we are in the building. I am your host, Darian, and my co-host here, Mr. Hammer from Hammer's House. What is going on, brother?
What's going on, man? How is your day going?
It's going good. It look like you got a bunch of stuff going on your face, brother. What's going on with the green screen, man? The office ain't looking too well.
Green screen is a little fucked up, but this is an everyday occurrence with this stupid thing. I'm gonna have to turn the other light on.
All right, so before we get into anything else, I hit up these two guys, man. I found them on YouTube, and I love their work that they do for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. We got the Steelers in week 2 going into Pittsburgh. This Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing live play-by-play and reactions of that. So make sure you come to the channel. And we have the Steel Twins in the building. What is going on, fellas? How are y'all doing this afternoon?
We are doing great, man. Appreciate the kind words, and we definitely appreciate you guys having us on the show and for moving your guys' schedule around to make this possible. Credit to you guys. Absolutely.
Absolutely, because we usually do this on like Fridays or usually late night, but hey, we made it happen. So thank y'all for, coming on. And I know I sent the thumbnail out for y'all to promote late. I was so busy running around doing other stuff, but hey, you got your Raider stuff. I mean, you got the Steelers stuff. I got the Raider stuff. It's a big game this week.
Yes, it is, man. You already know, man. Week 2, it's the home opener for the Steelers. But you guys, both of us actually are coming off of crazy victories. Yes, we are. It's going to be a tough matchup.
Oh, it's going to be a tough matchup. I think both defenses is going to be. I think it'll be another defensive game in my opinion. But before we get into our Monday night game, because it just happened. If you want to give a little recap on what the Steelers can do differently from the Buffalo game into this Raiders game. So I just want to get y'all opinions on the Raiders and what y'all think would be the biggest thing for y'all going into this game.
Offense definitely got to play all 60 minutes. The O-line's got to be better. We've seen what the Raiders pass rush can do against the Ravens O-line, and their issues are pretty much similar to ours. We're young, inexperienced, specifically at the tackle position. I do fear Max Crosby against Chuck Okorafor on that right side. I've almost given up all hope for Chuck Okorafor. So Crosby, man, seeing his story, seeing his growth has been fun to watch, inspirational. Definitely a steal for you guys. I definitely fear that, man. The entire O-line is definitely going to have to
step up, really. Yeah. The offensive line is going to have to be really key here to block for Ben and even for Najee Harris if we can try to establish a rush game going into this game.
And I think that's like I was just saying. I was just on another Raiders YouTuber channel. I was on Graphk Raiders YouTube channel, and we was talking about it. Like I feel like me personally, for us, I think probably for both teams is that it's going to be in the trenches. That's where the game is going to be won. Knowing that we did lose Denzel Good for the year on our side, but we do have a lot of depth at the offensive line position, and we both have good running backs. So, Josh Jacobs a little banged up, but we still got Keon Drake. Y'all have Najee Harris, and y'all know y'all released James Conner over the offseason when he went to Arizona. So I feel like the trenches is going to be impactful, knowing that we don't know with the situation with Yada Nagawe. He has a hamstring injury. Don't know the reason of that. We lost Gerald McCoy with a torn ACL, but I think our depth at defensive line is going to be pretty interesting. But y'all still have Casey Hayward in the middle, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think his name's Hayward, Casey Hayward, right?
I mean Cameron Hayward
Cameron Hayward, Cameron Hayward.
Yeah, we still got Cam Hayward. He's still he's aging like a fine wine, man. He just gets better with age.
Okay, what is that noise in the background? What is going on here?
Titan doing the remix again.
Shout out to Titan. That's Hammer's house dog. Shout out to Titan. But Hammer, aka Titan's father. What you looking for? What are you looking for in this game? You know, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's like a rivalry is being renewed because as far as history wise, the Raider Nation doesn't like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So basically,
we're already seeing that in the chat.
The Franco Harris. We're not going to get into that one.
No.
But,
hey, let's not forget recently Antonio Brown, man.
Oh my God, we both had the issues with Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
So listen, we both hate him right now. So
Yeah, we do.
That's one of those guys we just don't want to talk about for either side. It is what it is.
Right.
Offensively, we got to see something different out of the Raiders. Like, their offense was really not that balanced on Monday night. Gruden was very, very pass happy. And first quarter, first half, relying on Waller way too much when you have all these other weapons around Carr. Defensively, well, actually, the offensive line needs to step up in a big way. Now Denzel Good is out with that torn ACL. D-line, Gerald McCoy, we lost, torn ACL. I think some moves need to be made across that line, maybe even moving James over to the guard position and maybe putting Nick Martin in at center. We have to wait and see how this plays out, though. Like, I was not too satisfied with the offensive line the other day by any means, especially with Leatherwood's lack of discipline on the goal line. But just got to wait and see how this plays out.
Yeah, I have to see as well. I just know that Tom Cable is one of the best, offensive lineman coaches in football. One thing he can do is that he know how to switch people around. I think his name was Ellamore. He did a great job on Monday night. We really didn't give him much love with the offensive line. But I feel like it's going to be I can never pronounce that name. Mike Washington. You always get me with this name. I can never announce it. I always butcher names. So I'm not listen. If you bring him back, I'm fine with that too. Now I really want to get into the Pittsburgh Steelers defense because I know you got a lot of good names, a lot of good players over there with Minka Fitzpatrick, Joe Hayden. Y'all lost Bud Dupree in the offseason, which I thought he was overpaid in Tennessee. Of course, and you have, the guy himself, TJ Watt. Where do you feel against our offense, knowing that we put up 33 points? Where do you feel y'all have the strength? Like, where's y'all best strength on that defense against our offense?
It's definitely pass rush. The pass rush is our best trait. It's our biggest strength. I honestly believe that we do have the best pass rush in the NFL, and I think it's going to have to be very key, kind of like how it was against Buffalo and Josh Allen. It's going to have to be the same thing against the Raiders and Derek Carr. We gotta rush the passer and even stop the run against Josh Jacobs with how good of a back he is.
And honestly, I'm not a big stat guy, but I did see somewhere on Twitter 3 of our pass rushers, Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt, and Melvin Ingram, who's not even a starter, had 8 or more pressures on Josh Allen, and we didn't even blitz. So the pass rush is going to come in key. I know you guys' line is banged up. Leatherwood's a rookie, didn't look too good in his first game. I'm pretty confident in TJ Watt against him. I don't know what's up with Richie Incognito. Could he be back? Could you move John Simpson to right guard to make up for loss of good? I'm not sure.
That is a possibility.
Yeah.
That's the big question. If Richie Incognito comes back, that calf that's really been hurting him since the preseason. So it's just really questionable for Richie Incognito, but we do have a lot of depth there that, we could bring up Lester Cotton from the practice squad, which was pretty decent in preseason. So it's just going to be a lot of Gus Bradley people in between two teams. Melvin Ingram, former Charger, and we got a lot of former players like a KJ Wright, Casey Hayward, Darius Fallon, Denzel Perriman on the defensive side of the ball. So this is going to be a Gus Bradley game as what I see it as far as the defensive side. So you're going to see a lot of Chargers reunions here and all types of stuff. But I'm really kind of surprised how Chase Claypool was quiet last week. I got him in my fantasy. I'm not going to lie. I got him in my fantasy. So Raider Nation, don't get on me. Don't get on me at all. Yes, it's fantasy football. That's why it's called fantasy. But I was kind of surprised about him. So our matchup against our corners and safeties versus your wide receiver core, I know you got Deontay Johnson. Y'all have Chase Claypool and
Juju
is a tight end as well.
How you forget about Juju, bro?
I'm not really feeling Juju this year. I'm really not. All the little Corvette stuff and the TikTok stuff, I just think it's just a big distraction. I think he could be a better player if he puts the work in. Stop worrying about being social media famous and play football.
Who do you think he learned that from?
Antonio Brown.
And see, this is coming from a Raiders fan, man. It's weird to see people from the other side have the same feelings.
And you know what? You're not the only one with that feeling. Like, I don't mind his social media sensation and his TikToks, but I do feel like, when it comes to football season, that's where his focus needs to be.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think it's crazy how Chase Claypool came in as a rookie and outplayed you, and you've been here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We call him Big Play Clay for a reason because he just makes big plays. I know you said he was quiet last week, but the plays and catches he did make were all crucial to getting us in the red zone, getting some points on the board. I would hope he actually gets in the end zone, gets more big plays in regards to this Sunday's game against your guys' secondary. I know you guys have a lot of young guys outside of a veteran Casey Hayward. Arnett, you got out of Ohio State last year. I like him, but he's still inexperienced. Same thing with Jonathan Abram and Trevon Mohrig you got in the second round. So a lot of young guys. I like some of the guys you got, but could the inexperience come in factor?
And I can honestly say that I don't think Trevon Mohrig was tested Monday night. I don't think it was tested enough. I mean, that's just me. From what I saw, I seen a lot of work done with Trayvon Mullen. I see a lot of done work with Casey Hayward. When it comes to throwing the ball over the top, this is the game. This is the game where Trayvon Mohrig is going to have to come and step out, because if those big plays happen, then you're going to see those rookie mistakes. But in that same instance, I still feel like our Raiders defense still have a lot to improve. I hope Yana Nagawe can go this week. If not, we will be getting Cleveland Farrell back. That is another one that we missed last week. He could play inside. He's getting better on the outside. But, Denzel Perriman is going to be good in the middle of that defense against the Najee Harris. That's the matchup I want to see, our linebackers against Najee Harris. So, Hammer, you looking like you tired over there, bro. You all right?
Bro, I didn't go to bed till like 4 this morning, but I'm good.
You sound like me. You sound like me going to bed at 4 and being up at 8 and got to be somewhere by 9:30. I get it. I get it.
I do like what I see, or what I did see in the secondary this past week. And again, we do have a lot of young guys. Really wasn't much that went on for them to really do. Like, Abram was all over the place. We saw him get involved on a lot of different tackles. Mohrig, not so much, which I had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. Somebody was looking at the predictions for Mohig's numbers this year, and they were like 80 tackles. I'm like, you're a safety. You're not supposed to have that many tackles unless your defense is really that trash. The linebackers really need to step up, especially if they're covering like the slots or whatever. We saw Kwiatkowski get burnt a few times. We saw Littleton. I don't know where his head is at, man. His second year, this is a different defense for him now. I don't know where his head is at right now. Like, he really needs to step up in a major way for that defense right now. Perryman looks solid. NASA played a big role in that OT with that forced fumble on Lamar Jackson. That was the thing that we talked about going into last week's game, was Gus Bradley knows how to rattle Lamar Jackson, and we know that the Ravens were depleted with the running backs that they lost with the torn ACLs and everything. So it was almost a given that Jackson was going to end up throwing a lot more than normal. Shut him down with the run game for the most part. But I look at this week. Najee Harris, I still don't know. He only played 1 week so far, so we don't know what to expect from him. But I do feel that they're going to have to shut him down on the outside run and definitely play against that medium to deep pass game against Roethlisberger and the rest of the guys over there in Pittsburgh.
Now, that's the biggest question coming into the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers was that offensive line, losing Villanueva, losing DeCastro. How does that offensive line shape up now? Do you feel like are you confident going into this game the way we had that pass rush against Lamar Jackson? Do you feel confident in your offensive line going into this game?
That's honestly a coin flip question because it's a yes or no answer. Yes and no answer, rather. Because I like what I saw from the line a little bit against Buffalo, but, against, I'd say, a better D-line and your guys more stacked, more experienced, that could come in factor, especially in a home game.
Well, it's going to be a big factor. I mean, their pass rush, I feel like, is one of the most underrated in the league. Their defensive lines is one of the most stacked in the league. It's going to be really crucial for us to block.
Especially if Ngakoue can play alongside Crosby, then our tackles will definitely be tested because we have fourth-round rookie Dan Moore at left tackle taking over Villanueva's spot. And then we have Chuck Okorafor in a contract year this year. His fourth year at right tackle, hasn't shown much in his
ever since coming to the Steelers, really.
And then we got Kevin Dotson, who I really like at left guard, then Kendrick Green at center taking over Pouncey's spot since he retired, and then Trey Turner
retired, right?
And Trey Turner, who was a former Charger as well. So, the line is revamped. I like what I see. It's going to be growing pains against this game. That once again, they're going to be tested for a second straight week. It's just, I really hope we can get a running game going and protect Ben so they can make the necessary plays down the field. But it's not going to be a cakewalk against you guys. No.
Absolutely. And that's what, listen, one guy came on here, shout out to TTB media over Ravens media over there, but they came on here last week saying that the Ravens was going to put 40 on us. 40, they said 40-17.
With who?
That's exactly what running game. That's exactly what I said. Like 40-17. I understand Lamar Jackson has not lost. I mean, he's 2-1 on Monday Night Football, and he had 35 plus points, but we only gave up 27 points to them. Okay.
Defense still needs to be worked on, though. We're giving up almost 30 last year, and we're almost right back there again. But Crosby, oh my God. I said it from the time we got Yannick. Yannick was going to be that guy that is going to let Crosby eat. They're going to double team Yannick, and that's just going to open up the floodgates of hell for Crosby to come and beat the hell out of anybody that's in front of him. And what was it, 2-3 sacks he finished with on Monday?
He finished with 2, and Nassib had 1 in a sack fumble.
So what was my prediction? 12 sacks for the year for Crosby, and we're only in week 1. He's got 2.
He's the and they announced him as the AFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Oh, he absolutely deserved it.
So it's going to be interesting to see both of these pass rushers, especially seeing TJ Watt against this offensive line. Mark, what's the issue with Devin Bush? Is he injured or has he been playing? Because I didn't see him last week. So what's going on with Devin Bush at this moment?
Yeah, he was very quiet. He's healthy. He's recovered from the ACL tear last year. He's healthy. He's playing. He's starting alongside Schobert at inside. It's just he was very quiet. He was good in the run game. Not much in coverage from what I've seen. That could be an effect against Darren Waller. We all know top 3 tight end. You could argue even top 2, honestly, because he's that much of a game changer. Out of his last 6 games, 5 of them, he's had over 100 yards. This man is going to be dangerous, and against a stellar defense and us, he's still going to be a challenge.
He's going to be a mismatch. The guy is a baller. It's going to be difficult to try to even at least limit him because I think Monday night he had like 19 targets.
Yep.
So the Steelers are going to be eyeing him, but I don't want them to just eye him because when it comes to wide receiver for you guys still have some growing and talented receivers. And Henry Ruggs, you got Brian Edwards who came up crucial in those catches that led to overtime, really.
Wish he had 4 receptions for 89 yards in that fourth quarter by himself.
Yeah, I wish that was a touchdown, though. I would have loved to see him get his first touchdown off of that one. That was sick.
And the way it would have ended if he would have got his touchdown, that would have been epic.
Especially with Carr backpedaling and making that throw. Carr is so underrated.
He is.
Thank you. Somebody that's a non-Raider fan is saying this. Thank you.
Exactly.
Now, Carr's good.
Exactly.
Carr's good. I do feel like, though, he is a bit inconsistent, but I'm not taking anything away from Derek Carr. He is a very good quarterback for you guys. He knows how to lead you. He's a leader. He just helps you win. He knows how to win. He wants to win. And I can respect that from Derek Carr.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Hunter Renfro's your slot guy, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So, yeah, not a big stat guy is Hunter Renfro. Doesn't get a lot of big stats, but he is so reliable.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely one of the most clutch guys we have. Like his first 2 years in the season now, he's averaging 600 yards receiving a year. But he comes through when we need him, especially on what down, Darian?
3rd and Renfro.
That's right, damn it.
That's what we call him, 3rd and Renfro. It's just he's just too reliable on 3rd downs. It's just I can't listen. As a defensive player, I'll be pissed every time we go up against the Raiders and you got to go against Hunter Renfro because he runs so much. Runs so many good routes. Like it's really a tough task. It's gonna be a really tough task. Now, when it comes to your wide receiver core, outside of Deontay Johnson and Claypool and Juju, who you think that's underrated at the wide receiver position for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because for me, like the game-winning touchdown, I feel like Zay Jones is our most underrated wide receiver on the team. So who is your underrated wide receiver that we have to look forward to coming into this game?
It's without question James Washington. He's in his 4th year. He's been buried under a stacked receiving core. He is capable of being our number 2. He just can't because we have better weapons ahead of him.
Right, but I feel like Washington, he's severely underrated. I kind of call him as a secret weapon of ours for our offense because when he's on the field, he can be a mismatch. Like he's got great talent. He's a deep threat monster, in my honest opinion. I feel like he should get more playing time, and I think he actually has the most reliable hands when it comes to our wide receiver group.
So technically, it's like a Hunter Renfro, but sneaky on the Pittsburgh Steelers side of things.
Exactly, very reliable. Even going back to when he was catching deep passes from Rudolph at Oklahoma State. So, I will add though, the receivers to keep an eye on is definitely our tight ends, Ebron and rookie Pat Frymuth out of Penn State. I think we got to get them involved, especially in the home opener and against your guys' linebacking core, which over the past few years has, in my opinion, been a little underwhelming.
And that's why I feel about our tight ends too. That's why I feel like on Monday night, Foster Moreau didn't get a lot of time. I think if you put Foster Moreau on there, our draft pick out of LSU, if you put him in there with Waller, I think it's going to be hard to defend either one. If you try to double team Waller, then you got Foster Moreau in there that had a good year last year, and then the year before he got hurt. So I think as far as the tight end position is going to be head to head, in my opinion. Eric Ebron was that guy. He's a little bit underrated. I just think with Pittsburgh, he gets I used to love Ebron. He was one of my favorite tight ends
when he was in Indy.
When he was in Indy, I just feel like the Steelers. I don't know if the offense of, like, I'm not saying put evolve, but like get him involved a little bit more. I mean, he's a big target. I know he has some bad drops with Pittsburgh, and I don't know. It's just like he just fell off when he got to Pittsburgh. Like I just don't understand it. What is going on with Ebron in Pittsburgh? I would love to know.
Well, he had a pretty solid first year in Pittsburgh last year. He was a decent target in the red zone, I'd say. The issue with us and our tight ends, we try to use them a lot in the running game and as a blocking standpoint. That's Ebron's worst trait. He can't block. I mean, he's grown a little bit, but we have second-round rookie Pat Frymuth, who's a terrific blocker and a secret weapon who will eventually take over Ebron's spot either after this year or within this season. Because he got more snaps than Ebron last week. So that might be all we need to know about Frymuth starting over Ebron. But Ebron, he's a good target. He does have bad drops, inconsistent hands. But I think we ought to get him involved more because he's a very nice vertical threat and definitely use him in the red zone.
Yeah, absolutely. You can be a touchdown machine.
Is it me or does Pittsburgh's offense just not really utilize a tight end as much as some other teams do? Because looking at Vegas the other night, they went with 2-3 receiver sets on several occasions throughout that game. Like, granted, Carrier and Moreau were not the ones really catching passes from Carr, but I feel like Pittsburgh is one of those teams in the league that does not utilize the tight end as much as other teams do right now.
No, I mean, that's been their model pretty much their entire franchise. Our best tight end is Heath Miller. I miss him a lot. He had this chant for Steeler Nation, Heath. Anytime he would catch a football, it's Heath. And now we're trying to get the same thing going for Frymuth. Anytime he catches a football or a touchdown, it's Muth. So the Steelers Nation trying to keep that alive at the tight end position. But I do wish we would utilize tight ends more because they are a quarterback's best friend, especially for Ben Roethlisberger. And this very well could be his last year. Not sure. But I think we ought to use our tight ends for sure. Canada, our new OC, Matt Canada, he likes using his tight ends, especially in pre-snap motion and in a blocking standpoint. I'd hope as the year evolves, we see some 2 tight end sets like Hammer mentioned.
Like you would think that a quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger, especially like, and not to knock him or anything, this might be his very last year. You would think that you would want to use the tight end a little bit more, even if it's a single or a double tight end set, especially for a quarterback as good as he's been throughout his career as that safety blanket. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have anybody, if you're not seeing any of those receivers open, that's going to be your next best bet. And they could always make something happen as well.
But I also do think, and not to cut you off, Darren, but the thing with us probably not utilizing a tight end as often is because our receivers are just too good at getting open. And that's been our motto. Again, our entire franchise, we're a wide receiver factory. Deontay is a hell of a route runner, can get open and create separation so easily. Claypool's a deep threat, a yak machine. Juju's great, a possession receiver that can work up the field. So when those guys get open, it's pretty easy to target them rather than the tight end.
Yeah.
So we have some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, outside of the Raiders camp, that the Raiders have signed guard Jordan Simmons off the Seattle's practice squad. Simmons is 27 years old. He's 6'4", 340 pounds, appeared in 14 games for the Seahawks in 2020. He started 8 in 401 pass blocking snaps. He only allowed 3 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and 17 pressures. His pressure rate is 0.42, and his average for a guard is 0.68. That is according to Raider Scout on Instagram. So Jordan Simmons, that block for Russell Wilson, that look like that's going to work out for, that guard position that we believe for Denzel Good. I think the only reason why they bringing people up from the practice squad, because I think everybody could say it's been a down year when it comes to the salary cap. You really can't do, like, for the NFL in general, you see a lot of players on 1-year deals, small extensions. You don't see big time contracts like that in this year's salary cap. So especially with the Raiders salary cap, how small it is. I mean, it's another guy that we have to get. Denzel Good has to be put on IR. We have to bring someone up from the practice squad. I think he's low key underrated. He's only 27 years old. He's young. He doesn't have no injury issues. Hammer, how you feel about this?
Are we just going to keep swapping players between the Seahawks and ourselves? Because KJ Wright
ain't no other former Seahawk.
But then look at what happened with Muse and where he's at now. Like,
technically it was a trade.
No, I know. I get that, but it's just funny. You got guys that are either free agents or guys that were released, waived, whatever. Now going to opposite teams. That's pretty ironic right now. This is the 3rd one we've had already. We're gonna see another one.
Like, well, I mean, if you look at the guy Ellimore from the New England Patriots, he started Monday night and looked good. He came from the Patriots practice squad.
Let me try to find some tape on Simmons and really get a breakdown and see what this kid's about. Like, yeah, the offensive line needs help right now. This is the one thing that was the biggest concern more than anything else for me going into the season, that we had lost Hudson, we had lost Jackson, Trent Brown found his way back to Uncle Bill,
to New England to not play at all.
Yeah, like I was very. That was the one thing that worried me the most, was the offensive line, because I've said it 1,000 times. If your O-line don't work, your offense don't work. So let's see what he can do, what he can bring to the table, and hopefully, I really hope that he comes back Sunday. We need Richie back. We need that bully on the interior O-line.
Okay. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I just got that news. Shout out to Raider Scout on Instagram. He's always on the money when it comes to Raiders news. Love. So let's get straight into this game. But before we get into this game, I gotta say, I don't know if y'all saw any Raiders Steelers games back in the day, but what is your most memorable game between the Steelers and the Raiders in your opinion, still, twins? Because I know y'all got listen, y'all got Ward up there, y'all got Blunt up there, which those guys was in their prime with Pittsburgh. Y'all, the still curtain is looking good over there. So I would like to know which y'all favorite game between the Steelers and the Raiders.
It may be very cliche, but I gotta go with the one with the immaculate reception. No, but I will say, now the last time we did face off was in Oakland when you guys were still Oakland Raiders. Y'all beat us. I believe that was week 14 of 2018. It pretty much ended our season. Yeah, it ended our season. At that point, y'all were.
Oh yeah, we were playing spoilers. I forgot.
Yep.
Y'all were semi-tanking, and we lost y'all.
Damn.
But
Nah, it was a hurtful loss. I do remember that.
there was another game. I think it was 2009. It was when Bruce Kwiatkowski was starting, who would eventually become our backup quarterback.
Don't remind me of that year when he was with us. Don't remind me. I don't want to know about it. But I mean, immaculate reception. I don't know what it is about the Raiders. We always get the short end of the stick when it comes to certain games in the AFC. You see the tuck rule with Tom Brady, the immaculate reception for Franco Harris. You see the index card with the Dallas Cowboys. It's just that we always get the short end of the stick when it comes to Raider Nation.
We're
The
public
NFL
enemy
haters-
number one, bro.
We're the number one
enemy
enemies in the league, man. I don't know if you have Al Davis versus the NFL documentary. That shows itself that the Raiders are hated in the NFL.
Facts.
They are hated in the NFL, and I think for us, I'll have to go with the spoiler. Y'all was going to the playoffs, and we was like, you know what? We got a couple more years left in Oakland. We're going to spoil this, and they're not going to go to the playoffs. Forget Pittsburgh. We still mad about the immaculate reception. That could have took us to the Super Bowl. And yeah, so we even on that one. I have to say that. Hammer, you got any memories, or are you just going to go with the
Go with that one. Because it's always nice to ruin somebody else's hopes at the playoffs.
Oh yeah, and Pittsburgh. I think y'all still been played for decades now, and that's the next thing I want to get into as far as quarterbacks. We already know Big Ben is a Super Bowl champion. We all know that he's a legend in this league. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But what is going to happen to Ben Roethlisberger after this season? Me personally, I don't know if y'all. I knew y'all was going to pick Najee Harris because he's right for y'all running style.
Yep.
He is. But I still feel like sometime in that draft, y'all could have went and got a quarterback, probably in that second round or in that third round. Just from my opinion, just from looking at it from a football standpoint, not just a Raiders fan, just from a football standpoint. What's going to happen next? Because Cam Newton's out there.
Oh.
Nah.
Listen, I'm just throwing it out there. You just never know with the NFL. The NFL is so unpredictable. It very is.
I mean,
so
that's very true. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's very true because I remember the one time we picked up Mike Vick to be our quarterback. I never thought in my wildest life dreams that Michael Vick would ever be a Pittsburgh Steeler, even as a backup.
That was
so it's possible. That
was an interesting season. Holy hell.
But what happens with Ben? I can't, if I'm going to be honest with you, I can't see him playing over 40 or at 40. I truly believe this is going to be his last season. And if he does retire, who we have a quarterback, it's not going to look bright. But, you know, the Steelers did extend our backup, Mason Rudolph, for a year. So I would have to assume that he's going to be getting the opportunity next season.
He'll get an opportunity. I don't know if he starts. In a way, I hope not. And in a way, I hope Ben retires because, like, we got to move on. At some point, we got to cut the cord.
And just move on from him, yeah.
I don't know what happens to Ben because it seems like he's still his heart's still in the sport. He might win another contract. And it wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if Colbert and the Rooneys and Tomlin give him another contract because they've stuck with him for how many years now?
That's the one thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't know how to get rid of nobody.
No.
Unless they piss them off.
They don't know how to get rid of nobody. But the question for Dominic 5, he just put out there, Spotlight, who is your favorite Steeler of all time? And asked the Twins their favorite Raider of all time. Listen, I'm going to tell you all this right now. As a former football player myself, I played a little bit of defensive line. I played a little bit of offensive line, but my number one position was fullback. That was my number one position when I first started playing football. And who I looked up to? Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis is my favorite Steeler of all time. I mean, I love the wide receivers that y'all had in Stallworth and Hines Ward, and it goes on and on. Troy Polamalu, that's another one. But I'm an offensive-minded guy. And if it wasn't for the name, because my name's Darian, so instead of me calling Spotlight, my name, they gave me the name D-Train because the way I ran like Jerome Bettis. I wore 36 playing because that was my guy. I even got it tatted on me.
Wow.
That D-Train, number 36, because I was so in love with Jerome Bettis, the way he ran, his passion, especially when he ran over Brian Urlacher at the goal line.
Yep.
Oh, that got me. Yeah, the bus. Instead of calling me whatever, they can't call me bus. They call me D-Train.
Yeah.
To make it close to what Jerome Bettis was. So for me, Jerome Bettis was my favorite of all time.
Yeah, that's a hell of a story. That's awesome. Jerome is definitely up there. But when it comes to Raiders, man, I love the Snake, Ken Stabler. Tim Brown is very underrated at wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly have to go with Charles Woodson, though.
I'd probably have to agree. Charles Woodson, was a fantastic player for you guys. When he was playing with you, I think he started off as corner, and then he went to the Packers, won the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it was against us, but that it is what it is. And then he went back to you, played for safety, and he just still showed the type of player he really was.
Because when you talk about an all-around, do-it-all DB, that's Charles Woodson.
Right.
He could cover, he could ball hawk, he could tackle, he could blitz, he can do everything, man. Charles Woodson definitely in our eyes.
Yeah.
Hammer?
I would have to say from the Steelers side, Troy Polamalu, hands down one of the best defensive backs ever. But I would also have to say Rod Woodson.
Wow, Roddy Woodson.
Another,
that's an underrated one
right
there. He's a Raider and a Steeler too.
I loved his style of play. I loved his attitude on the field. Like, he was one of those dudes that, like, I was always excited to watch when I was watching Steeler games every once in a while. And then from the Raiders side, Charles Woodson. How the hell could I not say Charles Woodson? Like, I remember when I was in elementary school when they had the Michigan Uptowns, everybody wanted them because of Woodson. Yeah. Like, that was a shit because Woodson was a Michigan boy. I'm like, yo, I can't with y'all, but y'all absolutely right.
Favorite Raider of all time for me. That's a tough one because I go back. Because me living in Philadelphia and being a Raiders fan is already tough because Eagles fans is terrible out here. It's just terrible.
I live right around here too. Don't believe me. It's everywhere, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, so I already know how it is, but favorite Raider that's tough because I'm a big Biletnikoff fan. I'm a big Lester Hayes fan. What's the guy that Cliff Branch, another one, so we Bo Jackson, like it's the names just go on and on, but I have to go with Charles Woodson. I mean, he's part of my era, but I can't forget about the ones in the past either. And what's good? Don't do that. Don't do this right here. Hold up. He said Jamarcus Russell is my favorite Raider.
Oh, here we go.
He is trolling.
Wow, Jesus.
That is the worst Raider of all time.
I actually saw a dude with the Jamarcus Russell jersey in the hospital a couple of weeks ago, and I just had to walk away. I didn't even want to say anything. Geez. I just kept walking. I'm like, nah, I'm done.
Shout out to Martin T for the $4.99 super chat. He said, so the Ravens YouTuber said they will blow the Raiders 45-3. What does the Steelers say? And we was going to get into that as well. So we might just, since the topic came up, thank you, Martin T, for the $4.99 super chat. What is your prediction score going into this game?
I'll give it to Hammer first.
No,
Ooh,
no, 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 no.
Okay, all right.
Since we are the away team, we can go first.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Biased aside, I will say the Steelers. It's a home opener. I know both teams got a lot of momentum, but you guys are also on a short week after extending the game into overtime on Monday night. And you got to travel all the way from Vegas down to Pittsburgh. So that alone is going to hurt, and the injuries you guys got as well, while we're mostly healthy. And it will be a battle of the O-lines in this game, that's for sure.
Mhm.
I will say the Steelers in the home opener, crowd's going to be hot. Steelers Nation is going to be crazy. I'm going to say a nice, solid score prediction. Let's go 23-20.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to go with my team, the Steelers, unbiased. You know, it's going to be a difficult matchup no matter, you know, what players we got, no matter what team we have. It's always going to be competitive. The Raiders and the Steelers always fight each other very hard. It's going to be difficult. The both pass rushes are going to be key for both teams, really. But I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one. It's going to be highly competitive, but I can see the Steelers winning 27-24. I think it will come down to a field goal. I honestly do.
Come on, Hammer. Come on, Hammer. Talk that talk, Hammer. Let's go.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go off like I did the other day with Lamar Jackson. I'm calm right now. I think Sunday will be a different story, but I think that it's going to be a dogfight. We got to see more of a balanced offense out of Carr and Gruden and the rest of that offense. Get more of these receivers involved. Give them a little bit more targets, not just Waller. He's not the only guy in that offense anymore. Defense, I'm iffy with these linebackers. You guys got to step up. D-line, keep doing what you're doing and apply the pressure. Roethlisberger ain't running anywhere, no disrespect.
No, you're not lying.
But my prediction, I'm going Raiders 31-24.
Okay.
All right. So I was 1 point off last week of our predictions with the TTB Ravens media. I said 34-27. We won 33-27. I was 1 point off of being correct. This is a tough matchup on the road, coming all the way from the West Coast. Derek Carr versus Ben Roethlisberger, one of the matchups that a lot of people wanted to see because, you know, Carr's 8 years in, Ben Roethlisberger, you know, first ballot Hall of Famer in himself. We really don't see this matchup as much. The running game is going to be a big factor in this, in my personal opinion. But when it comes to the defensive side, I think defensively, knowing that you mentioned that you know, y'all have some young offensive linemen, so do we. So it's going to come down to the trenches. And I think we have the upper hand when it comes to defense versus your offensive line. I think we have that matchup. It's going to be a tough one. I say 28-24 Raiders. It's good. I think the first half is going to be defensive, basically just like the Pittsburgh and Buffalo game was the whole first half, until the second half things started to change. I think it's going to be very defensive, but that second half, I think both teams are going to make adjustments, but I think Carr makes his adjustments and he goes down the field and, you know, win us the game. Another fourth quarter comeback. He ties with Matthew Stafford for most fourth quarter comebacks in all time. And I'll take that. I'm taking Raiders 28-24.
Okay, I can see that. I can respect that, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
it's going to be a fun game to watch too.
But I will add, I'm going to ask you guys a question. What do you think is the one serious, most important must-see matchup to look forward to when it comes to the Raiders Steelers? Like, for me, for the Steelers, it's either going to be Steelers defense versus Darren Waller or TJ Watt versus Alex Leatherwood. So what would be yours for the Raiders?
Watt versus Leatherwood, even though you know, I'm a Raider fan, win, lose, or tie, but Alex Leatherwood better get his shit together and get his shit together quick, because we saw a lot of things that he did the other day where guys are just blowing right by him. And TJ Watt is a totally different type of animal, man. I was watching when they were doing the top 100 and looking at his highlights. Honestly, in my opinion, and anybody that's in the chat can take this however they want, I truly believe TJ Watt is going to finish his career better than JJ, especially if he stays healthy.
That's a tough one. This is a tough one for me. because Waller versus this defense, that's a given. So I'm really trying to be like optimistic here. And I'm gonna go with Hunter Renfrow versus this Pittsburgh defense. I think Hunter Renfrow is a gadget guy that you can line him up anywhere on the football field, and you're going to have to defend him one-on-one. I don't see a lot of corners that could defend Hunter Renfrow one-on-one. So I think we already know what Waller's going to do. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers know what Waller is. That's the popular. But I feel like Hunter Renfrow and Zay, they will be very underrated in this game. According to what John Gruden said on his presser, that he needs to get Zay Jones, Ruggs, and Edwards, getting them going early. But Hunter Renfrow is that guy that is just a mismatch for any defense in this league. So I say Hunter Renfrow versus the Pittsburgh defense.
I like it, especially since I will point one flaw in our secondary. We have guys to put here, but we don't have a true starting slot corner. We lost Mike Hilton due to free agency, who went to the rival Bengals. We don't have a pure starting slot corner. That could affect the matchup between Renfrow and our secondary.
Yeah.
But I mean, even though y'all have Minka Fitzpatrick back there and Hayden, you do still have some veterans that he can learn from. That's what we have over here with the Raiders as well. When we brought in Casey Hayward, we have that Trayvon Mullen that's been here with, I think it's like his third year, if I'm not mistaken, third or fourth year.
Third.
He's coming up as it starts to be a vet. But that was the problem with the Raiders last year. We didn't have no vets to go with our young guys. Now we have a mixture of that, and that's what is looking like for Pittsburgh. Y'all have a mixture of young guys in with some veterans. So I mean, Nate Hobbs. He's going to be a young guy too. He's going to be one of those young guys at the nickel that got to be. I mean, he's proven. We saw him in the preseason. He did well, okay on Monday night, but I feel like he wasn't challenged as much. So him and Morig, they're going to be some sleepers too. But I think as far as secondary wise, I think the Steelers and the Raiders are in the same boat when it comes to secondary. And shout out to Martin T with the 199 super chat. He said it may come down to which QB can run around the most. Yeah.
Carr.
I was trying not to say Carr would do that, but I mean, the Steel Twins said it themselves about Ben Roethlisberger. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to run. He might step up into the pocket, but sideline to sideline, I don't think he's going to roll out.
No, Ben's not there no more, but he showed it in preseason. He can still motion around the pocket, extend plays, evade pressure. Backyard Ben still exists. For 39 years old, it's not something to sleep on for sure. But is he
absolutely not?
Is he old Ben? No.
No, but is he going to try to run away from defenders? No. As soon as the defender comes right near him, the defender's chasing Ben down. Ben's going down. I'm sorry.
Fetal position. That's it.
This is going to be an epic game. The funny thing is, if it wouldn't happen for me, if nobody knows that last month I had COVID. Financially, I was going to come to this game, but financially, me being in the hospital for 10 days and beating COVID, I'm not able to go now. I got to get my money back up. I was going to go to the Pittsburgh game because knowing that I'm already in Philadelphia, which is not too far. But I had that circled until life happened.
Fuck you, COVID.
Yeah.
F you, COVID, so financially I can't go, but we played New York in November, so I'll definitely be in New York for that game because it would have been better because what I was going to do is not do it like this. I was going to do a pregame show at, Heinz Field and Tailgate. And I don't know if y'all going to the game or not, but I probably would have invited y'all to do the pregame show at Heinz Field and Tailgate. That would have been insane.
That would have been great. We don't have plans to go because obviously we don't have tickets. So we'll just stay home and watch it. Thankfully, it's in our area, so we can watch it. The plan is to go to a game at some point this year. We'll see how that goes on, if anything happens in life. But that would have been awesome, man.
Yeah, it would have been great. I had it all set up and everything, and I'm just like, that happened, and I'm just like, oh, you freaking COVID. Mm-hmm. But shout out to DB Crippo for the $4.99 super chat. Said Ben is fat and sackable. Carr is elude as a casino blitz for winning touchdowns. Ben cannot do that. What is your response to that, y'all? What is
Well,
your response to that?
Well, I don't know about Ben being fat and sackable. I mean,
He's very, very slim, as a matter of fact. That's a false statement for years now, man. The man is Slim Shady, bro.
He just wears a Kevlar vest under his shoulder pads. That's why he looks so goddamn big.
You know, he that might be the case. I don't know, but sackable. I mean, everybody's sackable. But many defenders have said, you know, Ben is probably the hardest guy to take down. He's a big dude.
No,
he's a strong dude.
He doesn't go down at first contact.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. I just hope that Big Ben shave his beard. He look like a grandpa.
Nah, bro, that beard is magical. That's what gives him his powers, man. Like, keep that beard.
Man.
Gotta fear the beard, bro. It seems to be the thing for quarterbacks. Look at Fitzpatrick. Well, Fitzpatrick got hurt, but you know,
exactly. But you can't really fear the beard. Okay, this is not James Harden. This is not the NBA.
I mean, the beard for Aaron Rodgers ain't doing him no favors. Look what he did against the Celtics.
Neither is that man bun.
This is why you need to cut the beard. It's not looking too good for NFL quarterbacks with the beard now. It's not looking too good. You see, Derek Carr doesn't have one, and he played well. Patrick Mahomes played well. I mean, look at
well, that man's still hitting puberty.
Look at Baker Mayfield with the Browns. Threw a pick to lose the game. Hello.
You better not jinx my quarterback this Sunday, man.
That's my quarterback, man.
Oh, that's man, let me tell you. I said that in the live. I don't know if y'all was in my live stream on Monday night.
I saw it.
Listen. This cup right here that had a lot of intoxication in it. That's just what it was. But it was Carr's my quarterback. All the Carr haters can say what they want. Carr's my quarterback. I'm gonna put that soundboard of T.O. saying that. That's my quarterback. I'm gonna put that on my soundboard.
I sat there and replayed that live yesterday, and we're in the group chat, and I'm like, yo, check this time, check that time for all of his rants. I was like, holy shit. Like, how are we?
It's just the passion in me, man.
How did they not kick us off the air while we were doing that on Monday night?
Especially
Thank
after
you,
that
YouTube. Thank you.
Especially after that Leatherwood false start. Oh my god, bro. I thought he was gonna blow a gasket. Real shit.
He straight up almost cost you the damn game right there.
When him and Raider J went at it afterwards, I had to calm down for a minute, and then I came back up, and I'm like, is this safe to come back yet? Like, are we good?
Because people want to blame Carr for the interception. And I said if Leatherwood would never went off sides, the game would have been won, and we wouldn't have to worry about Carr throwing an interception. But it happened. And it went through Willie Snead's hands. I don't understand how you have on gloves and you don't catch the ball while gripping it with the gloves. I'm just throwing it out there. But if it wasn't for Carl Nassib in his sack, Lord Jesus, that game was so stressful. I thought I was gonna get gray hair like Hammer.
Here we fucking go. I'm getting it. I'm getting his jersey. I'm getting his jersey this year, and I dare somebody to try to convince me or talk that shit if they see me with it on, because you will have a problem.
And speaking of jerseys, now you know the Steelers and the Raiders got some of the most legendary jerseys. They're plain and simple. Do you see the Pittsburgh Steelers coming out in them bumblebee type of the stripe one? Do y'all?
I like those.
I don't know about that, man.
Hammer's on our side, man.
That's classic.
It's a.
I don't know.
It's an unpopular opinion. I like the bumblebees, but those are retired, so they're not bringing them back, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
I would. But to throw it back to the Steelers Raiders rivalry, I would have loved them to come out in the '70s jerseys with the block numbers. They don't have the Steelers logo on the side on the corner here, man. I would love for them to come out in the '70s jerseys for a game like this. Just classic, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have loved that. I think it would have been great.
Yeah, the '70s jerseys would have been dope, even for the Raiders as well, because it's just instead of having, I think in the '70s we only had one shield on the side of our helmet instead of two. I think we only had the one shield back in the '70s, and I would love to see that again. I would love to see the '70s uniforms again. Hammer, I don't want the I don't know. It's just something about that bumblebee. I don't know, man. It's just. It kind of throws me off sometimes, man. I don't know.
It's nostalgia, bro. That's exactly what it is. And there were times where I would come across games, you know, like when I was a kid and see them on and then see those jerseys. I was like, it yo, those are actually kind of cool. I like those.
You're absolutely right, Charm City. Jr.
Raiders need a little black color. Yeah, we know that's never gonna happen though, so let's just leave it alone.
You never know. With Mark Davis, you just never know with him. Listen, if we have a Thursday night game, I want to see the Raiders in all black with the silver stripe.
You're right. We don't know what Mark Davis
black with the silver shield. Oh, that would be so amazing to see. It would be so amazing to see. I just need the Raiders to switch it up sometimes. I understand we're legendary for the jerseys and everything else that we do, the black hole, all of that. But we in the Death Star now. That's what they call it, the Death Star. We got to have something all black. Pittsburgh got something all black. Like, come on.
Yeah.
They got their yellow stripes. We need that.
I like those, man. They should totally bring them back for a Thursday game or something. Just like once a year, twice a year, something, man. Make it a yearly thing. I think every team should do something like that.
Yeah, I agree. For Thursday night games, I think it just be color rush or throwback. Or you make it Sunday night games the throwback and make Thursday night games for the color rush. Absolutely. I know y'all gotta head out. I know it's y'all have a busy schedule, but we do want to thank the Steel Twins for coming on to the show today. Really do appreciate y'all. It's been fun. If you want to do a post-game show, just let me know if y'all available for it, because I'm always down for a post-game show to talk about the game, win, lose, or draw. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for coming on to the show. We appreciate it, man. We really do. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was, man. We had a lot of fun. We'd love to do something like this again for when they have another matchup down the road. Thanks for having us on. Really appreciate it. And again, thanks for moving your guys' schedule around to make this possible. All credit goes to you guys. And good luck to the Raiders, man. Should be a hell of a game. Cannot wait for Sunday.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, man. And make sure y'all go follow the Steel Twins. Their link is in the description. I put their link in the description. So make sure y'all follow them. They're on the road to 8K subscribers. We on the road to 6K subscribers. Even though that we're rivals, it's all about support being on here on YouTube. So see y'all Sunday, man. Me and Hammer's gonna stay on and talk a little bit of Raiders news, but thank y'all so much for coming on. We really do appreciate it.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. And again, you guys are very appreciated, and good luck this Sunday, man.
Thank you.
You too. See y'all later. Salute.
See you, bro.
Take care.
And
yo, is it me?
To the Steel Twins, man. They are some dope people. What you think, man?
That was definitely fun. That was definitely something that was really, really enjoyable. And I'm glad that the guys in the comments section were pretty well behaved for the most part, too. So shout out to the nation for actually being on your best behavior.
Both fans was in the building. The Steelers fans and the Raiders fans. They was talk. Listen, we was doing our thing here, but they was doing some trash talking in there, though. They was doing some trash talking in there. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the Steel Twins. They got a really dope channel. They're very knowledgeable about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're very knowledgeable about our Raiders. And it was very respectful. Even though sometimes we can get disrespectful, but if this was 49ers, this would have been different. It would have been a different type of stream if it was 49ers.
Then we would have had to call for reinforcements again.
Yeah, we have to call for reinforcements again. Or if it was the Los Angeles Rams, or if it was the Chargers, that would have been a different. When it comes to any rival, it would have been different. But I mean, it was definitely great, man. So I'm trying to see if we have any more Raiders news out there. So we got some news, ladies and gentlemen. According to Victor 4, the Raiders, I'm told, that have filed a complaint with the league about the dirty hits on Hunter Renfrow on Monday night's game. Patrick Queen was called out for one, but the Raiders compiled the video of several after play and away from the ball hits.
Shit. Okay. Let's see.
Steel Twins with
Thank
the
you, guys.
Super chat. Listen, y'all. I gotta put it out there.
Touchdown, Raiders!
Sorry, I had to put that there, but the $20 super chat from the Steel Twins. Thank y'all so much. We really do appreciate that. Salute to y'all. But Hammer, how are you feeling about what has just been told? That they have mad videos of Patrick Queen or some putting dirty hits on Hunter Renfrow. How you feel about that?
I'm not surprised, and I'm glad that they did compile a whole bunch of clips, because that one that he took, I was like, how the hell is he getting up? That one where Queen laid the wood on him when he was coming across the middle, I was like, holy shit. There was actually video. Somebody put it out there on Twitter. I believe it was yesterday, of a play that wasn't called, which I was like, wow, the refs totally missed this one. There was a pass play. I forgot if it was Edwards that it was thrown to, but one of the Ravens defensive backs actually intercepted the ball. The ball was still on. I'm almost positive it was Edwards. It was on his legs. The ball never dropped to the ground. And the D-back actually had it for like maybe 2 seconds, made a move, and then fumbled it, and Renfro picked it up. But the refs never called it. They called it as an incomplete pass. With this thing with Renfro now, I feel like I'm not surprised with the shit that he took. Hopefully something does come through with this, but Renfro's definitely tough as nails, and he showed improved the other night, especially that one reception late in the game when he did the tightrope walk against across the sideline and still stayed in bounds. I give him props.
And just to let you know that Jordan Simmons started out with the Raiders as an undrafted free agent back in 2017.
So he's been in the league 3-4 years now. Okay.
Still a pretty young player. The horse collar called on him too. Renfro tough as shit. He is. Renfro is tough, bro.
Renfro it was Waller. Thank you, Dick Vitale. I knew it was one of the two. They're just both big bodies, bro. And seeing 89 and 83, or if I don't get a glimpse of it quick enough, I get confused with which one it was. My bad.
Bro, the rest literally don't call shit on the Raiders, then turn around and call ticky-tacky shit on us.
Facts. We are, I've said it a million times, especially as long as I've been doing this with Darian, we are public enemy number one in the NFL.
We are. We are. And then they praise a team that haven't been to the playoffs in 20 years, and that's the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's give it up for Mark Davis, folks. Seeing him Monday night, that's what instantly came to mind.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yo. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh my God, that was too funny.
I'm going to hell.
I thought I was going to hell.
I'm getting a Crosby. I'm getting a Crosby jersey this year. I'm getting a Nassib jersey this year. I got to get Renfro's, Edwards, Morig, definitely, probably a couple others.
And shout out to everybody that was in the chat yesterday. I know y'all was coming at me about Leatherwood and all of that. Listen, I said what I said, and then, Doc said the same thing. Raid the Tape said the same thing. Sanjit T said the same thing about him. Hey, I said the same thing. He just need to work on technique. Shout out to Robert Jackson, man. He said, "We're not savages, contrary to what people may think about the nation is just passion." That's all it is, man. That's all it is. It's just passion. Listen, if I say eat a, it's a Philly thing. We say that over here. We when we talk trash and we be like, oh, nigga, please, eat a dang, you Joe. We just talk trash. That's just us.
Nah, eat a D is a West Coast thing.
It started on the East Coast. It damn sure did.
I give it to Ice Cube. I think that was Ice Cube that started that.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. I have to give. I mean, I love my West Coast because I'm a Raiders fan. I love being on the West Coast, but I gotta say it.
I'm still really.
But we won't go undefeated. I think this week we will lose and have too many injuries on the shirt. We have early kickoff in Pittsburgh and just too many factors against us. Hey, that's what they call adversity. I still have confidence that we can still go in and win that game. I still think we can. It's just really, it's gonna be really tough this year when having a 17 game season. What you feel about that?
So help me God, if y'all get rid of my banner one more time, we fighting. I'm just putting it out there. Anyways,
what banner? What are you talking about?
Every time I put a banner there, it gets deleted.
I delete all the banners, so cuss me out if you want to.
You mother boop,
I delete all the banners.
Boop boop boop. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah. All right.
It's hard because this is a short week, like they said. Games at 1:00. I think they're going to be flying out to Pittsburgh. I think it's going to be late Thursday or Friday, so it gives them time to adjust to the East Coast time and everything. But yeah, we already had McCoy. We had Good. Yannick. Am I missing
Yannick,
anybody right now?
The injury report has not coming out. But
No, it hasn't.
Sanjay,
and what's his face
thinks
too?
He's likely out. Sanjay thinks he's likely out versus the
Steelers. And Mariota re-aggravated that quad. I knew the second he came up, right after that play, I was like, it's got to be the quad again. No doubt in my mind.
Fact, bro, he's been injured the whole preseason and all last season. Like
there's certain times where I see certain types of movement that I'm like, I know exactly what it is right off the bat, and that was one of them. Even last year with Carr, he pulled up short. I'm like, oh, that's his groin. No doubt in my mind that's his fucking groin. Great, we're screwed now. But we still got Peterman.
Oh my God!
What?
I mean, I know he was good in the preseason and all. But you really want to put him in an NFL regular season game?
Well, we're not putting him in unless we absolutely positively have to. And what you were saying about Cam Newton earlier, I think in my mind,
because opportunities is like it's about to open up.
I think Cam Newton is signing with Washington.
I don't know, man.
I don't think Heineke's ready yet. Just get a reunion between Riverboat Ron and Cam, and yeah, it might work out. There's a slight chance it might work out.
Yeah, we never played good early in the East Coast games besides the game last year.
King, no. Hell no. Fuck no. Especially not Tebow. No. Hell no.
Why would we bring in? I mean, if you want to bring in Tebow to run the ball, yes.
No.
Bring Tebow in to run the ball.
No.
I'll take that. But throwing the ball, hell no.
I do not want Tebow. I'm done. Tebow caused enough problems for the Mets. I fuck Tebow.
Well, I mean, Hammer does not like Tebow. He does
hell
not.
No.
This don't have nothing to do with baseball, though. You know he has a football talent when he comes to running the football. You know that, though.
He sucks. He could never admit I'm not a quarterback. And then all of a sudden, he had a come to Jesus moment. Then he had a come to Jesus moment. Oh, you know what? I think I want to play tight end now. Fucking
not a big fan.
Years after he wasn't in the league. Fuck him.
But I don't think we should go out and get Cam Newton. Cam Newton's going to want some money, man.
He ain't getting money from anybody. Ain't nobody giving him a big money contract. And perfect example right now, especially because he would most likely be a backup somewhere.
Right.
Look at Mariota. Dude was going to be owed like $10.5 million this coming season. And guess what we did? We restructured it because one, during the offseason, there were a lot of teams that were very much interested in trading for Marcus Mariota, but nobody was taking a serviceable backup quarterback for $10.5 million a year. No. Ain't nobody giving Cam Newton more than $3 million at most. Presser is on right now. Max talking. Hold up.
Oh, he's on a presser?
I'm pull it up right now. Oh.
I mean, I could pull up the presser if anybody wants to hear it. I could pull it up and we can listen to it.
The show keeps going. So we just got to keep getting prepared. Everybody's got to stay ready and take care of themselves.
If you let me know if you want me to pull it up on the soundboard.
Especially on a short week going out easy.
Yeah, we were just talking about it on my walk here. There's been so many, the roller coaster ride that, Derek's talked about, everybody talks about it. It's like not getting too high, not getting too low. So for me, like, I already flushed the game. I'm already worried. I watched the Steelers' first game against Buffalo yesterday. Been locked in on them because, it's a week-by-week basis and week-by-week league. You never know, how things are going to turn out. So you really have to stay locked in. There's always going to be ups and downs, but trying to stay, even keeled and just continue to take it day by day and one day at a time. And that's really all you can do.
Defense, you guys are really buttoned up into key situations late in the game and overtime. You won the battle 9 times out of 12 on third down, getting them off the field, getting 3 sacks, 2 turnovers.
Can y'all hear it?
For you guys, especially being right.
It has to be to pull it up on the soundboard.
Yeah, that's something we've struggled with in the past. Getting off the field on third downs, things of that nature. So, obviously seeing it week 1, that was awesome to see, but, it's got to, consistency is everything. It's one game. We got to bring it this week and do the same thing, but be even better. Our effort was good, but it could be great. There's always room for growth in every area. So, it's a good start, but we just got to keep going.
Against your quarterback, that change anything that you do as far as preparation or strategy?
Sorry, you said what?
Going against a bigger quarterback like Ben, like a larger guy, that change your approach at all? Things you do?
Oh, I love kicking it with the Raider Nation. Shout out to y'all, man.
Lamar Jackson. So, Lamar is kind of like an anomaly in a way, but, Big Ben's a great quarterback. We talk about it in the D-line room all the time. It's about us at the end of the day. We got to do what we got to do, no matter who we're playing. It all starts with get off, playing with crazy energy, running to the ball, causing turnovers. So that's never going to change. So for us, obviously there's going to be different guys we're playing, and we're looking forward to the challenge. Big Ben's he's a hell of a player. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So we're definitely looking forward to it, and I'm excited.
Difference you noticed with the depth you guys created to be fresher in the fourth quarter, late in games. How much of an impact was that on Sunday night?
It's huge. We had a lot of guys. Let's talk about it after the game. Like, it was awesome to see a bunch of different guys make key plays in that game. Like KJ Wright coming in, getting the 4th down stop. Zay Jones catching the game-winning touchdown. There's a bunch of guys that don't get the respect they necessarily deserve, and seeing them make big-time plays on Monday night, like that's encouraging. So. The depth, I think we have great depth. Obviously it sucks Gerald going down, but it's the next man up. We just signed Square. The dude fits right in. He's just met him today, and the dude he fits right in the group. So it's a next man up mentality, like I said. But our group, we work so damn hard during the week. From D-line, it starts with us all the way up to the DBs, and we're pushing ourselves. So I feel like we could have played a whole nother game after that game. I felt good. Carl was talking about it. He's like, man, I feel so good. Like, our group has been working so hard, so we're not surprised that we weren't tired, you know what I mean? In OT, we felt like it was the first quarter again. So, we just got to keep improving and keep getting in better and better shape every day.
Somebody asked you after you named captain, a little meeting with Derek. Derek was telling us a story. I read an article after the combine.
Who's all on the presser?
You said you're not big
today. It's going to be Derek Carr, Hunter Renfrow, and Max Crosby. Max Crosby on now, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll pick it up where it gets to because they got a pause in between the two.
I think that kind of comes, that starts with my dad. The way I was raised, he was my coach when I was a little kid.
He's not with me, not Andrew. Stop that. Tell fake honcho to eat it. They got a fake honcho in the Raider presser.
Like that's been one of that's like my biggest pet peeve. Like that's one thing I can't stand is like people who consistently talk about it, but when really it's time to go and time to shine, like you're quiet and you're not, doing what you're saying you normally do. So for me, it's like I want to go out there and show everybody, listen, this is what I'm about. It's it starts not just on the field, it's in the weight room and meetings and everything. Like that's what I try to do every single day. Show up, be the first guy in the building, first guy, doing extra after workouts, doing all. So everybody sees what I'm doing. They know I'm putting in the work. I want them to see that every single day because if I'm going to say something in a game, they're going to have more respect for me. If I'm a guy who's late every day and showing up and bullshit and not going full speed in practice, and then on game day I'm the big loud guy and talking, that they're going to be like, I don't care what he has to say. So for me, it's all about putting in the work ahead of time and, continue to do it on the field and outwork everybody. And, that's how it was. My dad's taught me that since I was a little kid. Like, don't be that guy who talks.
Just ignore him, y'all. Just ignore the fake honcho. Just ignore him.
In high school, you didn't have the Michigan State, Michigan, Notre Dame offers, and then watching you with Coach Creighton at EMU, you still had to push the ball uphill. Do you have an advantage because nothing's come easy, everything you've earned?
I would say so. That's kind of just been my journey. I've since I was a kid, I never got anything handed to me and never had anything on a silver spoon. Like I've always had to work for everything I had. Had one offer coming out of high school. I was a 4th round pick. Everyone told I've been told what I can't do for a long, long time, my whole life. So the motivation for me is like, all right, I can't do this. All right, everything I see, I screen. Like I got it in my phone. I see it every day. because I love it. Like, I love that type of motivation. I love when somebody tells me I can't do something. That's what pushes me every day. So, you know, I still have so much room to grow as a player and a person. But, yeah, I would say nothing's been really handed to me my whole life. I've had to fight for everything, and I'm going to continue to fight for everything the rest of my career and the rest of my life.
Max, as a child, you talked about for a while now the clean living, the clean eating, and things like that. Did you feel it kind of come out during the game on Monday night?
Yeah, I would say so. I felt really good. I felt like I could go all day. So it's another thing. Like, people talking about, he can't. He played way too many snaps. He needs to. I'm just like, listen, I could play 1,000 snaps. I could play 2,000. It doesn't matter to me. If I'm in the best shape I could be in, I could play all day. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I felt great. Now I'm just trying to recoup my body, get back to 100%, and go back out there on Sunday and do my thing.
Actually, we didn't get those results as well.
Oh yeah, of course. It starts, with the whole team. We all got to be on the same page. Everybody's got to get ready, and I'm going to hold my group accountable, get everybody on the same page, and me and Yannick, everybody, we're just trying to get back to it's the NFL. It takes to get back to 100% on Sunday. That's a whole week process. You got to do everything right. So that's what I'm focused on.
If he consistently puts up the numbers that he did this past Monday night, he will be better than Mac. I don't care what anybody says about that.
What were your thoughts as a kid growing up, maybe through college or whatever, about the Steelers? What early memories do you have, or what thoughts do you have of this team?
Yeah, so it's funny. My best friend growing up, Nelson, he was a diehard. He still is a diehard Steeler fan. So we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and Grapevine, Texas, every single Sunday and watch the football games. And he would have his Troy Polamalu jersey on, and he would always talk about Big Ben and the Steelers about constantly. And his dad is also a diehard Steelers fan. So I grew up hearing about the Steelers all the time. They're a legendary organization. They've done it the right way for numerous years, and it's exciting. Going to Pittsburgh, I've never been there in my life, so really looking forward to it. It's got a lot of tradition. I'm excited to go there and put on a show.
That was a cheering for on Sunday.
I don't think he does. He'd probably still wear a Steelers jersey. I'm not gonna lie, but he's gonna be room for me to do well, so I know that.
Jerseys, the Sacramento Kings gave you a shout out on Monday. The motivation behind the jersey.
I'm just a big fan. He's one of those guys that you love to watch play. He always puts on a show, and he's just a baller. So I got a ton of retro throwback jerseys and things of that nature. So I ended up picking that one. I thought
he had that white chocolate jersey on in the presser after the game on Monday night.
You watched the film. What did you see from them in the first game, and how they look?
Like I said, it's about us at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what anybody has to say. It's just we got to take care of business. I feel like this group has what it takes, so we just got to keep proving that 1 week at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Crosby's done.
All right, so let me just.
They are done. So if you want to go back, go back.
I'm gonna just go to the YouTube and pick it up where it's at. Oh
no, that was the first one. So you still got Carr and Hunter Renfrow up next. That was the first one so far.
Right. So that was the first one. I really like what he said. He was very confident. He was very humble, even though that he had a good game. He was even AFC Defensive Player of the Week. It's fine. It's on to the next game now, and that's what he's saying. So, I mean, I'm going to stick around for these pressers, and then we're going to end the show. I definitely want to hear from Hunter Renfrow. I do want to hear from Derek Carr as well. It probably won't be too long. They probably finishing up practice for this week. So, before we get into anything, I still want to say thanks to Steel Twins for being on the show tonight. Today. We really do appreciate it, knowing that it's really early because of their scheduling. We couldn't do it later on in the week. So, we made it work. It was a great show. If y'all missed it, that's fine. Y'all can always come back and replay it. But we are giving y'all the pressers now for the Las Vegas Raiders. Max Crosby just finished with his press conference. and now we're waiting for Derek Carr or Hunter Renfrow to go next, and we could definitely hear that. Oh man, hammer. You off on a Wednesday, brother?
It's my regular day off. So I'm off today.
That's why I try to do them on Wednesdays. It's just I got to go off of the other people. I got to go off their schedule.
So this week I'm off Wednesday. Next week I'm off Tuesday, and it just alternates back and forth every single week. Yeah.
I could never be on a regular. See, Raider Nation, I could never be on a regular schedule with Hammer. I could never do it.
So unfortunately, guys, this is my weekend on. I will not be with Darian this Sunday for the game, but I will be on the following Sunday against Miami. We're going to squish the fish.
How about all the holding on Max in the game? It was a lot of holds.
We called it. If you guys were watching us on Monday night, you definitely heard me go off a few times where they're showing replays, and it's as clear as day he's being held, and they're getting away with that shit.
It was ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous to see. But make sure before y'all do anything, make sure y'all subscribe to Hammer House, bro. I know he's a bit inconsistent. That's my little brother for you. He's a little bit inconsistent.
Wow.
He's a little bit inconsistent when it comes to, because listen, I'm gonna tell him why. The boy is a hardworking man. He's a hardworking man. So make sure y'all subscribe to Hammer House, because you just never know what he will do alive. You just never know.
Hammer is also a first responder, so it's
exactly.
It's been very, very difficult this last year and a half with this shit, and being able to even work with Darian, I got with him in the middle of last year towards the tail end of last season. When I saw him doing one of his Facebooks, I was like, bro, I want to be a part of this. Let's do this shit. But I'm definitely trying my best to get back on when I can. I know at the end of the month we have a UFC pay-per-view. I will be back for the first time in months doing the UFC. Thank goodness. So for those that have jumped in and saw my commentary in the past with that, more than welcome to come on in. Try to spread the word with the YouTube. I know I'm almost at 250. I want to get this monetized. And not for me personally, but me and Darian were talking. I have some personal stuff going on right now, and I'm looking to do a couple of different donations. I might even throw up my Cash App and donate whatever is received, like a portion of it, to a couple of different causes. One is going to be St. Jude's Children's Hospital for children that are battling cancer. And I might be doing another one for, I think it's going to be Susan G. Coleman for breast cancer. But definitely would appreciate it. And for those that aren't here, spread the word for the channel. Just let's keep it growing. Like I said, I do want to get it monetized to the point where we can start doing things like that. And because at the end of the day, it's just like everything I've had to deal with this year. This has really been, I thought it was supposed to be a great year, and we're towards the tail end of it. It's been a rough couple of months, and I just want to give back and just shed light on
what everything is going on.
Yep.
Yeah, Todd Clemens, we definitely seen the foul complaint.
Yeah, we were talking about it before. And for those that watched the game, definitely saw those cheap shots too.
Appreciate you being the front line, brother. It's way more important to save lives. Hammer, the real MVP. Facts.
Thank you.
I wish he was in my hospital so he could have took care of me when I had COVID. But I'm just saying.
They would have had to throw me out. One of us would have been thrown out.
I was very cool, calm, and collective in the hospital. Okay, it's just when I got back home. Sorry, I had to get back to my old self. You know, it wouldn't be me if I'm not my old self again. Come on, like
we had one in there last night that the visitor came in trying to get some things from the patient, and then like she tells me a whole bunch of stuff like, yo, he's got COVID right now and he's trying to leave. I was like, he's what? Like, he ain't going nowhere. We're not doing that today. Like, let him stay here and get the treatment that he needs. Then when they're ready, he can go home and continue to recover. But nah, he can't leave right now. And she's like, I know, I don't want him to, but if I go back there, he's going to want me to take him home. Like, nah, you gonna go that way.
So we got to answer this question from Zone 7 Rizzo. Thank you for being in the show. We really do appreciate it. He said, what game is Henry Ruggs breaking out? Predictions.
I'm gonna look at the schedule again and I'll tell you.
I think it's going to be week 3. I think it's going to be against Miami.
I was thinking that they had a really tough fought game against New England. I think it's going to be between week 3 and week 4 against LA, against the Chargers. We got to wait and see though.
I don't think that Miami defense is better than that Chargers defense. It's just my opinion.
The one thing is, and we've talked about this now for 2 days, is the imbalance of that offense and how Carr was constantly targeting just one person in the first half. Like you have a speed demon in Ruggs. He made a spectacular catch towards the end of the game that really helped in the win, but you got to get him more involved. Edwards was another one that was starting to get involved towards the end, and I keep saying it. Dude is a big body receiver that will be able to cause a lot of problems and have a lot of mismatches when he comes out. You just got to continue. You have to spread the fucking ball around. You can't continue to look for that one person. You have a bunch of solidified weapons on offense at this point. The offensive line got to get it together, though, very, very quickly, and that's especially going for Alex Leatherwood.
See, this guy, Tall Kent Chit, that's in the Raiders chat, I really don't like this guy. He used to be in my chats, and I had to show him off. I had to get him off because he gonna say that he said this in the presser live chat that McCoy injury is suspect. Dude was never healthy. Then gonna say McCoy and his agent will find another sucker. I don't see this is my thing with certain Raiders fans, right? We gave him a chance. We gave McCoy a chance. We knew McCoy coming in had injuries.
He hadn't played in 2 years. He hadn't played in 2 years.
He haven't played in 2 years. Things happen. Things happen in the NFL. It's just that McCoy is not getting a break. He's just not getting the break. But to talk down on the guy tomorrow, him and his agent will find another sucker.
I swear to God.
That's the type of Raiders fans that I hate.
Like, I try to be nice when I'm in here, but when I hear, and you could take it however you want, but when I hear stupid shit like that from somebody who's probably even never played the game a day in their life, never put on a pair of shoulder pads, never put on a helmet, like, that's just fucking ignorant, stupid shit.
Ignorance. I just feel like you should say, oh, I hope the best for him. Don't say, oh, I wish him and his agent find another sucker. So you saying the Raiders are suckers for signing him?
Fuck out of here.
Basically.
Yeah, I was having a good day. I was having a good day. You just pissed me off.
I hope you say the same thing for Denzel Good. Like, come on, Denzel Good had injuries last year. What are we saying? I just don't like Raiders fans like that. I don't like Raiders fans like that to talk down on the player when he's hurt.
I swear, some of y'all like to hear yourselves talk or hear yourselves talk and then hear us actually react to it. Like, that was the most asinine fucking comment I've seen all day. Thank you. You're the fucking dick of the day.
Even though that we won, we still want to bring up. Even though we won, we still bring up McCoy. I understand the news came out yesterday, and
we don't know yet. We don't know yet with Yannick. We have not heard anything yet.
Yeah, Bernard Jr., I agree with me. He will make a great coach for the D-line. I think you should keep him, even after his surgery, keep him on the sideline.
I said it when they signed him. The reason I was happy about it was the veteran leadership that he had, especially when he was in Tampa. I watched him several times in Tampa, and dude was a major disruptor on that defensive line. So I was happy with the signing. And it's not like they paid an arm and a leg for him either. It's, again, somebody that had been out of the league for 2 years. So fucking stop.
Now, I respect this from Dominique 5. Says McCoy and Incognito bodies are breaking on them. Father Time is getting them both. They'll both had great careers, but it's time to retire. They have families that need them. See, comments like that I respect more than saying, "Oh, go find another sucker." The Raiders are not suckers for finding McCoy. For signing McCoy, it was only a 1-year deal. The guy's getting paid under $1 million, barely.
Issues. This wasn't a big contract for McCoy, dude.
It wasn't. It wasn't no big contract. He had a 1-year deal.
Shit, if there's anybody that's bothering me right now that we're paying for, like that's still on this payroll right now.
Richard.
Thank you. He
Richard.
He hasn't done shit. And then when he went and did what he did during the offseason, taking off all of his Raiders stuff on social media, he fucking blocked replies on Twitter because of the stupid comments that he was making, and people wanted to fire back at him. That's someone that I'm bothered that we're still paying for right now. Other than that, no.
This guy's getting paid $4 million to be on IR. He's getting paid almost $4 million to be on IR.
Thank you, Johnny. You're absolutely right. Big play Slay. What's good?
High reward. And it could have been a high reward if he happened. If it happened. It could have been a high reward. What's going on, Big Play Slay? Big Play Slay, what's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning into the chat. Really do appreciate it. Mike Lee says McCoy, hope McCoy get healthy too without too many complications. I would hate to see that man limp around later on in his life. Exactly. You see, exactly, Ty. What did Ty say? Who's Ty? He's barely getting paid. He's barely getting paid $1 million. Barely. And he's talking about McCoy's a big contract. McCoy's not even here for next year. He'll be a free agent again at the next year. So how's that a big contract? Talking shit. I've argued with that guy for a couple years now. Don't argue with him. He's a weirdo. I blocked him completely from my channel.
You know what? I'm about to check my YouTube now and see if I got any new. Check my IG. See if I got any new.
Bernard's putting the link in the chat for Hammer House. So make sure y'all subscribe to that. But I don't.
These dudes still in practice right now. They still practicing because we're still waiting.
You were talking about Richard. Okay. I didn't know. I just saw exactly TY. I thought you were saying, who's Ty in here? But you were saying, thank you. I get it. My bad. My bad, brother. I apologize for my shit.
We're at 244, folks, on YouTube.
All right. 244. Let's get him to 250, y'all. Go, Bernard, put Hammer House link in the chat again. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Hammer House, man. Another Raiders YouTuber, yo. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him.
And IG, we are 17 away from 600, and I've only had that account open since March.
And Johnny Kicknut.
Not as mobile as Lamar.
I love the name.
Of course not. And here's one thing, and I have not. Oh God, sorry.
I was going to go to this, Hammer, before you went to that one.
I have not seen anybody in the chat, even Monday night, say this. Did anybody notice how Carr broke the pocket a couple of times and was trying to continue to stay mobile and continue to keep the play going? Did anybody else
today?
Did anybody else notice that? Because
he's getting better with being mobile.
I think he's comfortable again. And it's been a long time coming, especially since he broke his leg. But I feel like he's and his back. I feel like he's becoming comfortable again. But the one thing I will say about that is stop sticking your fucking arm out with the ball the way that you do, because it's going to take one person to swat that shit away and we'll end up losing the ball. But other than that, I'm impressed with what he did. Oh, wait. For all you Carr haters, guess who had the most passing yards in week 1? I'm going to wait.
I ain't going to address that. I said what I said about Derek Carr. I said what I said. I'm not going to address that. My intoxication of Darian and not Spotlight came out of me on Monday night. Darian came out. Spotlight was chilling. Spotlight was on the couch smoking a blunt. That's what he was doing.
Carr's a top 10. You know what? Listen to Keyshawn Johnson over the last week and what he has been saying. You don't see him in that next tier of like 6 or 7, not 10.
I don't want to hear nothing from Keyshawn Johnson. I don't.
I'm not a fan of him either. He's a USC product.
In the offseason, he downplayed Carr. So now you want to change your argument because you saw him Monday night. No, forget him.
Mex Raider just said it. Carr's top 7, maybe even 5. See, thank you.
I wouldn't say top 5. I'll say he's 6 in that top 10.
I'll say 6, 7. 6. I will definitely say 6, 7. And here's the thing: everybody comes down on him, and it's all for the wrong reasons. Like it's been because we're in a new season now. We got a new revamped defense. It has been the defense. They have said that the Raiders offense is a prolific offense. They are scoring at high clips.
Right.
But at the same time, the defense is also giving up a shitload of points. You can't knock Carr for that. Carr can't do everything.
Waller is going to have a field day against these Steelers linebackers. If Devin Bush is healthy, according to what the Steel Twins said, that Devin Bush was just quiet. I would love to see this matchup because Devin Bush is one of those linebackers that I wanted in the draft. But when I think he came out the same year as Cleveland Farrell.
Carr is a game. Carr is a game behind. Officially now, a game behind Matthew Stafford in fourth quarter and overtime comeback wins.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He's at 25 and Stafford is at 26.
Yep. He could possibly be at 6 or 7, especially with comeback wins. Might be the top 2 in 2-minute drill. He's top. I think he's the top person in 2 minute.
Look at the very last drive.
In my opinion,
look at the very last drive that they had in the fourth quarter on Monday night. In 35 plays, 35 seconds, they got a field goal, but they needed that field goal to tie the game. So I'm good with that. But the last 3 scoring drives that they had were very, very quick scoring drives. 5 to 7 plays on average, about 2.5 minutes. So you can't make this up.
Go ahead, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, I said you can't make that up. Yeah, they lost Bud Dupree, and he took the money and ran to Tennessee. And how did that play out for them in week 1?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about on Doc's Live. Like, oh, Tennessee looks bad on offense. You know why? You know why? You know who their offensive coordinator is?
That defense is bad, though, bro.
No. They offensive coordinator is Ty Downing.
Really?
Their offensive coordinator is Ty Downing, bro. Shit. It says enough.
Yep.
You let Arthur Smith go to Atlanta, like if y'all saw me on Doc's live earlier today on Convo and Coffee, because I was on that live, and I told him Ty Downing is their offensive coordinator.
Yes, he is. And you saw that clear as day on Monday night. There's a lot of different things that he was seeing from the linebackers. He's calling out the mics and other things that he saw, and he was checking down almost immediately. You know what, Darian, I got a question for you as we're talking about this. And I've seen a couple of things in here talking about Klee.
Okay.
McCoy out. Do we fill Klee there right next to Max on the defensive line?
No. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they're going to bring up Kendall Vickers. And I like Kendall Vickers. We picked him up late last year, and he was the only one to get to sacks. Now, we've seen it in preseason. When you put Kendall Vickers and Darius Fallon in the same lineup, those two are dominant. We've seen it in preseason. But the thing about it is, if you put Cleveland Farrell in the inside where he's good at, you want to put a rookie Malcolm Koonce on the outside? I'm not trusting that.
No.
That's the only thing. I'm not trusting that. So,
see, like Jesse said it just now, he's like, Klee needs to go inside. And here's the thing.
He does. Don't get me wrong. But who will you put on that outside? If Yannick this is in the situation that Yannick is playing. You wouldn't want him. You wouldn't want Klee on the interior next to Crosby, or would you rather him next to Yannick? If Yannick was playing, yes. But
yeah, that's what I mean though, because even when they signed Yannick, I said it from the time that Gus Bradley took over. I said that Gus said in the first press conference that he was going to play these guys to their strengths. And I honestly believe that Klee would have fit a lot better on the interior D line. And once they got Yannick, I was like, yo, it's definitely over now. You're going to have Yannick and you're going to have Max on the edge. That's it.
Right.
Like, they're going to have to work him on the inside.
I mean,
Nessa, Phylon, Klee, and Crosby. Holy shit.
I tell you, could put Naps on the opposite side of Max Crosby. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I can agree with that. You could put Carl Nassib on the opposite side of Max Crosby after what those both did last on Monday.
Those stunts that they were doing from the D line, and they showed a couple. There was one where Carl was inside Max and came all the way to the outside and around. I was like, holy fuck. And Crosby obviously cut to the inside. He did a slant to the inside, but I was like, holy shit. And Nassib got there like a fucking bullet.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Paul Guttner couldn't do as a defensive coordinator.
He never played. He never played
the D-line with the linebackers.
He never played. He never played to the player's strengths, and that was the first problem right off the bat that made that defense be as bad as they were last year.
Facts. I don't know what's taking them so long with these damn pressers. Listen, it's almost 2 hours into this show, bro.
I gotta freaking start breaking this stuff down. Little man's gotta go for a ball.
All quarterbacks miss open receivers. That's a fact. Dick Vitale say it. The best of them best do it. Tom Brady's a 7th Super Bowl champion, and we've seen it. Hi, tight end.
He is passed out, hanging on that couch on his.
Oh, tight end.
Glad he's doing better though.
The guy what could be day to day. Oh, here we go. Derek Carr's at the podium, y'all.
Put it up, bro.
Can you hear it?
A little bit.
Yeah, the very first time I saw Hunter,
yep.
I had to make sure that was really him, and it was. And he has surprised me every day since then. You know, the way he sees the game, the way he plays the game, super tough, unbelievably athletic, quick, agile. I mean, he goes against some of the best corners in the world, and he finds a way to get open and make plays, right? And so I think the biggest thing I love about him is he sees the game this exact same way that I do. So he runs some unorthodox type routes, but I kind of see it that way, you know. And I think it makes it hard for defenses, and I think that's why we've just had a great relationship and a great chemistry since he got here.
The plan for Baltimore was just to rough him up a little bit. Was that what they were doing, and how did he feel after the game?
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple of shots on him where they definitely got the one penalty on him, and then should have had another one. And I mean, teams, they have this thought in their head about everybody, you know. So with a guy that's like his size and in the slot, like, oh, maybe we just rough him up. Maybe I don't know what their plan was, but I'm sure I could assume, you know, oh, maybe we'll get in his head. Maybe he still came back and made some plays. I mean, he doesn't care about that stuff. I think you get to this point in your career, if you're still here, it doesn't really bother you, that part of the game, you know. And so it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. But I know he's doing all right and ready to play this week.
Very emotional win on Monday night. A short week playing a tough opponent in Pittsburgh. Now some injuries are starting to pile up. How do you guys manage that and just being able to get ready for a tough game on Sunday?
Yeah, I always tell everybody the best you'll ever feel is the day before, week one, and then after that, it's all just fighting your way to get back to as best as you can for the next game. And, whether that's, 50%, 75%, whatever you can get to. I mean, you just try and fight your best each week to try and feel your best. It's a process. It is a fight. It is a grind that you literally have. There's so much ahead, but you have to take it one day at a time, or, you'll go crazy, and I've had my fair share of injuries in this league, and I know that other guys have too, but after week one, everybody's battling just to get fresh for the game.
But does that also include replacing a guy like Denzel on the fly and see what happens with Richie? But that part of it where you're bringing in new guys almost right around the corner from a game like that.
Yeah, it's hard. But the way that we practice during camp, I mean, you've seen it. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a 1, 2, or 3. We all practice together. Coach is putting the third O-line with me. He's putting the third receivers with me. And vice versa. It's mixed up because Coach knows that in this game injuries happen. So everyone's held that way. Everyone's held to the standard of I don't care if you're in with the 1s, 2s, or 3. I don't care where you're at. This is the standard that we have to practice at and execute at. So with that said, guys are 1s for a reason, right? But you do have confidence in the guys playing because you've played and had reps with them, and they wouldn't be on this team if coach didn't feel good about them.
When you talk about the routes that Hunter runs, going back to that, like some of the unorthodox ones, the one he drew the penalty on, I don't know if you can see it in your head, but like that's a really strange type of route. Is that something you guys invented, or is that like where did that come from?
Yeah. I'll give Coach Gruden all the credit. I mean, anything that he can think of, we try and execute for him. And so we have definitely some made up type routes. There's definitely some moments that I've completed balls to Hunter, and Coach Gruden and EB will look at us and we're like, we're on the same page, all those kind of things. But there are some things that Coach Gruden comes up with that people haven't seen, and it makes it hard to defend. And especially, obviously, we want the touchdown, but even better, you get first down at the 1. That's drawing that penalty is awesome too.
Derek, with Andre's first game and Alex as a rookie,
yep.
Nobody plays perfect in the NFL, but I went back and watched the game a couple of times. They seemed to me to play pretty well. Were you happy with their performance in their first game?
Very happy. There was again, playing that defense for really your first start, really like this is your moment going forward, and I was very proud of both of them. I think that we could have had some better communication on some of the blitz pickups. They were able to get a couple free runners like they usually do. But that's the one thing I can't stand more than anything. I try and pick up every blitz, and all those kind of things. So with our calls and our communication, there's 1 or 2 that we would like to have back and grow and learn from, which hopefully we did and hopefully we will. But very proud of those guys. But, we're in the process of getting better and playing more games together. Every game that goes by is more experience together. And so hopefully this game and the noise and against a great defense and a great team like this, it'll be a good challenge for us.
The ball goes where the ball goes. But how important was it to get Henry and Brian involved, and how important was it for them just to stay with it and be ready when their numbers got called?
Yeah, I mean, if we have learned anything about Coach Gruden and how we play, we're going to throw the ball to where the ball is supposed to go. We're not going to force feed anything. Now, you see a guy like Waller have a whole bunch of targets. Well, he's got one-on-one coverage, and more times than not, he makes plays. The guy had 19 targets, but he still had 105 yards, 10 catches, and a touchdown. I mean, how can you if you can, you throw it to him 30 times, And so the ball is going to go where it's going to go, depending on the plays that we call and things like that. And I know that people with fantasy teams and they bought somebody's jersey, they want to see them score and catch the ball and all those kind of things. And I understand because I'm a fan of the game too, but we don't discriminate on who gets the football. We're just going to drop back, and I'm going to try and do the best of my ability to make the reads that coach is asking me to make.
Kevin, your defense is about to face a much different quarterback than last week. I know you're not on that side of the ball, but you're also a fan of other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So can you talk about Ben and what you see over the years about Ben and what they'll have to deal with him?
Oh, Ben is unbelievable extending plays. I don't know if he'd win in a foot race with the guy that we played with this last week, but Ben is someone I've admired from afar forever. I mean, he's a great talent. I was able to be at one Pro Bowl with him, so I got to ask him a lot of questions, just kind of listen and learn. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, and who wouldn't take the opportunity to try and learn from that guy? And so I just sat there and I listened, and how he talked to his team and the players that he had there with him and communicated with his coaches that were there. They had their staff, so it was kind of nice to see that too. But he's unbelievable extending plays in the pocket. You can extend plays out of the pocket. You can also do it inside the pocket. And he's unbelievable at that. He's crazy accurate. He's not afraid to take chances. You've seen that throughout his whole career, and he's gotten a couple rings out of it. He's one of the best quarterbacks in our game still. That's one thing too, is, in the offseason here, is he done and all the things. I'm like, I watched the film. This game, I hope he's not done. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. He's playing at a high level. So our guys, they'll be ready, but I hope they're ready because he's one of the best to do it.
From what you've seen, how much does TJ Watt change the game and the disruption from your side of the ball?
Yeah, he just doesn't stop, just like his brother. Those two guys, whenever you play them, you're in for a fight, for the whole down, and
facts.
they're going to fight and claw and do everything they can to get to you, whether you hold it for 1 second or whether you hold it for 8. They're not going to stop. And one thing I do know is the guys playing alongside him on that front make it really hard. Also, they. You could tell they're a very unselfish group. Whoever makes the play, they're all celebrating each other, and all those kind of things. So you could tell that bond is special, and they all know that they can all eat because the other guy does his job, and he's fun to watch, from afar, and admire his game. But exciting challenge for us also to go against him. He got his new contract and he deserves every penny. That's easy to see. But it's also fun to compete against the best.
Derek, as a lifelong Raiders fan growing up, even the games before you were born back in the 70s where they just had these Raiders-Steelers rivalry games and so forth, and the Immaculate Reception, all that stuff.
Which we talked about on our show.
That ball touched the ground.
Steelers.
He said the ball touched the ground.
And just some of the thoughts that you had of the Steelers and players that, as a Raider growing up, little kid, what were your thoughts of the Steelers?
Yeah, well, you got to respect them, obviously. It's like I said, that ball touched the ground. But, we've had our fair share of battles in my career, too, which is fun for me to have a little bit of part of history, of that rivalry. And you grow up and you watch all the NFL films, videos, and then, you grow up and you watch, Rich Gannon, you watch Terrell Pryor, take a 90-yarder, down the middle right before I got here. There's so many memories of plays and things like that. At the home game, we throw a touchdown to Derek Carrier. They run a hook and ladder. I mean, just some crazy stuff, where, they end up, I think it was a drop snap or something like that on a field goal to, tie it or win the game. And just there's a lot of memories, and my, memories of, throwing to Crabtree right down the middle to take, tie it up or take the lead. And, Antonio Brown going for 300 yards or whatever he had that day, and watching Charles Woodson chase him down at 40-something years old. No, I'm just kidding. But, it's just crazy memories when you think about these two teams. And I'm blessed that I just get to live a life where I get to be a part of that, honestly. As a football fan, I'm honored that I get to even step on the field at, Heinz Field and play against these guys. It's cool for me as a fan, but as a competitor, you want to go out and win the game.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hunter's coming up next, guys.
All right, so that was Derek Carr, ladies and gentlemen. I won't be doing Hunter Renfrow because we are 2 hours in. Before we finish, Hammer, how do you feel? Before you answer this question, but for the Still Twins, because they just commented, how did you feel about Derek Carr's presser there? I can't hear you, brother. You muted.
I don't know how the hell that happened. No, it was a good presser. But again, it's we got to look forward to this coming week. And yeah, TJ Watt is probably the one person that Raider Nation as a whole is probably the most concerned about right now. The dude is just a different beast. And you know what? Let me give it up for TJ and JJ's parents, man. It's got to be the genes. These two are just
they got a fullback that plays for the Chargers.
I can't remember his name, but I just know TJ and JJ for the most part. But the genetics, man, y'all created some fucking beast of fucking NFL players. And like I said, I truly believe as long as TJ stays healthy throughout the rest of his career, I think he's gonna be better than JJ. No questions asked. But yeah, he's definitely somebody, especially his speed off of the line, off the edge. I feel like he is going to create a lot of problems, especially for Derek Carr trying to get the ball off, or even if we're running anything to the outside for Drake or Josh. I think it's going to be a problem unless Leatherwood gets his shit together and gets his shit together quick. I know he's a rookie, but you were drafted there for whatever reason, thanks to Mayock and Gruden. I'm leaving it at that because there were other great tackles that were out there in the draft, and they decided to go with this guy. And I'm not really trying to knock the kid, but you're gonna have to step up very, very quickly on a short week's notice, man. Like, we got to see something out of you this coming Sunday.
Facts. That's absolutely. It's Derek Watt.
Thank you.
It's Derek Watt.
I can never remember his name,
So
and
the
I
Watt
remember
family
seeing
is
them.
paid. I'm sorry to say, the Watt family is paid.
Mm-hmm.
When you got 3 sons in the NFL, that's not like on no practice squad. They actually on a 53-man roster, man. That's interesting.
That's special.
That's definitely
That
gonna
is
be
special.
But yeah, I thought his person was pretty solid. I thought it was pretty solid, and I thought it was very confident. I know he's probably still sore from the Monday game. And yeah, so it is what it is. I'm sorry, I'm just replying to some other messages as well.
I'm looking at Steel
Shout out to
Twins
Spotlight
comment
Sports
now.
Network Chat. Shout out to them. They some boneheads. They some boneheads. But going back to your question about your favorite Steeler versus the Raiders game, honorable mention is definitely the 2015 match when AB went off. Whew.
And y'all got sick of him, and y'all got sick of him, and you got rid of him too. So
I don't listen. Listen. Y'all got sick of him. Y'all send him to us, and we had to deal with him. He was the football version of Kanye West. That's exactly what he was. He was the football version of Kanye West with us.
sounds about right.
So, yeah. Shout out to the Steel Twins for the question, though. Shout out to them. And last but not least, the Watt family is rocking them Manning gene skills. Hey, yeah, because the Manning brothers got another quarterback coming up out of high school. So
I saw that.
Do not want to miss that. Might be another Peyton or Eli. Which one he will be? You never know. But before we head out of here, man, Hammer, let them know where they can find you at.
Yo, if you guys haven't looked yet, or you're still under a rock, I'm fucking with y'all. YouTube, search Hammer's House. Pretty much is like one of the first ones that comes up now. Facebook, Hammer's House Podcast. That one we have over 200 likes and like almost 300 followers on that. Everybody's enjoying the content up there. Hammers.house on Instagram. We're 17 away from 600, and Twitter, J_Hammer86. For those that don't know, we'll get into it next time. I'll give you guys a real background so you guys know who I really am and know what I'm about. But we'll save that for another time.
And the Steel Twist said, never forget the Terrell Pryor TD run game too. The Steel Twist, they in here, man. They are in here. This may be a lame question, but Aldon Smith viable to bring in? No. We had him. He couldn't do jack squat.
Nope.
We had him, and he barely saw the field. And due to that, no, don't bring in Aldon Smith.
I'm good.
Steelers scared of us. Ooh, Issues talking smack now. Yeah, we could pay him with weed.
Do the same thing for Josh
Hold
Gordon.
up.
Shit.
If that's the case, then I don't know if y'all heard about Josh Gordon.
The PA is recommending that he gets reinstated.
Treatment. If that's the case, y'all want to go back off the Aldon Smith? Do we go after Josh Gordon as a wide receiver?
No, we don't need him.
I'm trolling, right? I'm trolling. Am I trolling, Hammer?
Just a little bit.
He said, "Great show, fellas."
Thank
you. Oh my God, I thought we would never answer. Thought the answer car is asinine. Well, that's what you said. I mean, yeah. He did good against the Steelers, Aldon Smith. I don't care. I don't want him. Aldon Smith signs with.
Jesus Christ, y'all are terrible.
The Raider Nation is crazy. Aldon Smith last snap with us against the Steelers. It was, but I think it's just not something that you bring in right now. I don't think it's a good piece as of right now.
Agreed.
But make sure y'all follow Hammer. You know, he said all his social medias. You can follow me on Instagram at Spotlight Raiders Talk. You can follow me on Facebook, Spotlight Raiders Talk, and Twitter, Spotlight RN Talk. If you have not subscribed to our second YouTube page that me and Hammer is partnering on as well, which is the Spotlight Sports Network, make sure you go subscribe to the Spotlight Sports Network. We are over 1,000 subscribers over there, but please go over there and support that channel as well for all other sports when it comes to Mets, when it comes to his Warriors, my Sixers, NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey, college, wrestling. You like all those sports, subscribe to us on the Spotlight Sports Network. Thank y'all so much for having us. having the Steel Twins on for another show. It was an awesome show today, and it was early, getting it out the way. And I'm going to go eat and have myself a good time today because I'm getting out the house. It's a beautiful day. So thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It's the Spotlight Raiders Talk, aka Spotlight Sports Network. And we'll see y'all in the next live stream or in the next video.
Guys, continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. And in the words of Logic, put your ego on the shelf and remember, love yourself. We out.
But I know that's just in my mind. I know everything is just in my mind. Do you really want to be famous? Do you really want to be a superstar? Do you really want to get dangerous? Do you even know where the groupies are? Bitches out here be-
Welcome to Hammer's house.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost an arm and a leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.
Did you hear the new Soul Nation preview on Graphk?
No.
Oh my God.
Bro, you're still alive.
I don't care. And